Hello, I'm Keith Richard with Fly Fishers International, Master Casting Instructor. I would like to talk to you a few minutes about the importance of tracking. Well, what is tracking? Tracking is the path that the rod takes on the back cast in relation to the path that it takes in the forward cast. It's the plane that it travels in on the back cast in relation to the plane that it travels in on the forward cast. Now, with the exception of casts like the Belgium cast, where we make a back cast in one plane and a forward cast in another plane, that's a different scenario. But on your typical cast, where you're doing a pickup and say some false casting, or a pickup and a lay down cast, you want to come back in one plane and you want to go forward in the same plane. So what does that look like? While I'm casting, the fly rod is traveling in one plane on the back cast and is traveling in the same plane on the forward cast. So, how do we know when we're just starting off, how do we know that you're tracking in the proper plane in the back cast in relation to the forward cast? Well, what you can do is a little practice scenario here is where you make a pickup, false cast a few times, and then just lay the line back down behind you and see where it lays out. So, if I'm going to see if my tracking is okay, just stay right there. I'm going to make the cast a couple of times, and I'm going to stop on the back cast and let the line lay out behind me. Let's see what our line looks like. Come. You notice that the fly line is approximately in line with, the line layout is such that the fly line is laid out directly in line with the three cones, which are a straight line from each other. So we know our back cast is sufficient. We have good tracking on our back cast. Now let's look at the scenario where our tracking is off quite a bit. If we're making a back cast and we're casting over here on the back cast, and our target is that last cone on the end, but we're casting way out here, we lay the line back behind us and we see that the line is laid out way over here. Be where the layout is here. But when we look at the three cones, we see that we are way off from being in a straight line. Another way that we may be off on our tracking is from casting. A habit a lot of people get into is they cast kind of sidearm on the forward cast and they come overhead on the back cast, like this. So when we lay the line down behind us, what do we see? We see a big curve on the back cast So why is any of this important? This is all important because when we have all this line here, instead of it being straight behind us, it incorporates slack into our cast. So that slack has to be taken up somewhere. So what usually happens is that when you make the back cast and you have a lot of slack in your system, then part of your casting stroke has to be used up in taking care of this slack, so it reduces your casting stroke, and more than likely you're going to throw tailing loops. So again, when you're trying to look at your tracking, simply lay down your back cast and see where it falls in relation to your forward cast. If it's not a straight line to your forward cast, then your tracking is off. And it all relates back to what we call the 180-degree rule, and that is your back cast should be 180 degrees from your forward cast. Thank you for watching. I'm Keith Richard with Fly Fishers International. Consider going to A Hero USA's website and becoming a friend today. Thank you for watching.